So do you tell a sweet old lady that her Christmas cookies almost killed you? That's kind of the debate that's going on right now in our KVJ Court between this married couple. It says our next door lady is a widow that is in her mid-80s. She is super sweet, and we often check in on her to make sure that she is doing okay. She loves us so much and has told us that we are like the kids that she never had.
Aww.
She has mentioned on more than one occasion that she often questions her purpose and usefulness anymore.
Aww.
It's so sad when she says that. And so now we try to find small, manageable projects that we can bring to her. Her face lights up when we do. So when she came to us at the end of last week with Christmas cookies, we were so happy to accept. Her face was beaming, and you could tell that she was so proud of herself. We ate our first cookie right in front of her to let her know how delicious they were. My husband even ate 2 more in the time that we talked. Our neighbor let us know that we were the first to get her cookies. She said that she had made a batch for every house on our street and was going to hopefully have them all delivered by the end of this week. Well, a few hours later, my husband's stomach was doing backflips.
Oh, no.
So he runs to the bathroom and he makes some noises that I have never heard come from him ever before. He then goes right from the toilet to lie down on the bathroom floor.
Oh, boy.
It was about that time that I, too, started to feel a bit off. But I thought it was just a physical reaction to the disgust I had at my husband's display of noises. But an hour later, after my own performance, I, too, was lying right next to him on the bathroom floor. It might have been a full 48 hours before we were even both okay. Now, I do admit it is possible that my husband and I both were hit by a terrible flu bug at about the same time. But it didn't feel like the flu. It felt more like food poisoning. Unfortunately, I know that from experience. So now my husband and I are on opposite sides of whether we should warn all of our neighbors on our street. Personally, I think we should, but he thinks it's a bad look as we aren't positive that we know it was food poisoning. Look, I'm 99% sure it was those darn cookies. I was even thinking that we should tell our sweet old lady neighbor. She might be baking tainted cookies for more people than we know of. I think I can do it in a way that won't hurt her feelings. I think. My husband believes that she will be devastated if she thinks she poisoned us with her Christmas cookies. He claims it will ruin her Christmas and holiday. So what would you do?
You got to find out, first of all, if it's the cookies, because y'all could have just eaten something, or imagine you warn everybody and it's not. Is everyone got the craps? You know what I mean? Is everyone, or is it just you two?
I think you got to go back in for round 2 of the cookies.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I don't know.
This is science.
Oh, I don't know.
I personally don't say anything.
But what if then you realize that there is a wave of diarrhea and nausea all up and down the street and she poisons the entire block and you could have prevented it?
They'll be a little bit thinner going into the holidays.
Dreaming of a brown Christmas.
Because I don't know if it's the cookies or not. That would require so much investigating. You didn't die, and there's a chance it's not from the cookies.
But if you really want to know, have another cookie.
Oh, my gosh.
And there's also ways, too, that you can tell people stuff without hurting her feelings and letting them know, hey, you know that awesome lady that makes us cookies? We think they might have been a little spoiled, so just eat or beware. There's ways to do it to not make her feel bad, to let people know, even if you want to get involved, which I don't even know if you should.
I wouldn't say anything to the old lady because she's so happy to be doing it.
Yes.
I don't want to ruin her Christmas vibe, but if I know the neighbors that she's given them to, and I have any kind of familiarity with them, I think I should warn them.
If you're close with someone like how we're close with, let's say someone made us something and I got really sick and then Virginia there's ways we could be able to warn each other without hurting that person's feelings.
Right.
And they don't need to know about it. And
don't tell the old lady, but if you can, tell the other neighbors. If you can, if you know them. I mean, if they're strangers, it might be a little awkward.
Don't tell the strangers. First of all, find out if anyone's getting sick, too. If all of a sudden no one's getting sick, you know it's not the cookies.
Well, hopefully you get to the neighbors before they get the cookies.
Right.
Because a lot of times, at least in my house, when cookies show up, we go nuts. We go ham.
And I know this is going to be a controversial statement. Every now and then, a good food poisoning is not bad for a human.
Really?
I
Okay.
got it cleans you out, Jeff.
Well, it sounded like it cleaned her husband out from what she was describing.
But the cramping and all that's not fun. If
No.
you have to lay on the floor.
I'm making jokes. No one wants food poisoning.
I mean, a good poop is always awesome, but if it comes with side splitting, sharp
Ebola-like
pains,
diarrhea is not a way I'd like to spend a Saturday night.
I mean, what's in these cookies? Is it E. coli?
I don't know. That's a great question.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
You're not gonna know. You're able to. This is easy to me. You talk to people that you know in the street that she gave the cookies. If they're not sick, you know they're not from the cookies, and it's
Okay.
something you and your wife ate.
Okay. Well, here are the options we're going to give you in our KVJ TV poll that I just emailed over to Suits. Okay, so they want to know here in KVJ Court today, do we tell a sweet old lady that her Christmas cookies almost killed us? So, do you not say anything to anyone? You just are like, hey, I don't know what it was. Maybe we caught a flu bug. Maybe she did almost kill us. It doesn't matter. We're not saying anything to anybody. Are you going to warn just the neighbors? Or are you going to warn the neighbors and tell the old lady that she might be poisoning the whole block?
There's an option we haven't even talked about.
What's that?
You continue to crap yourself, but the cookies are so good you don't even care. You go back and eat some more.
Okay, yeah, they're that good.
Yes.
Okay.
You save those cookies in the cabinet, and instead of having to buy laxatives, bam, you're ready.
Sometimes you'll eat food you know is going to give you sudden death, but it's so delicious.
Okay. All right. So what are you choosing of the three options, Virginia? What do you think is the best?
I personally, if that was going on in my neighborhood, I would warn the other neighbors, but I would not say anything to her.
Okay. Bird?
I don't say nothing to anybody unless I am really super tight with them. Because I don't have enough proof, and I'm not
Right.
wasting my holidays doing an investigation.
I mean, what if she's got fecal matter on the counter? Maybe she's got like a cat or something, and she can't see that good to clean that good.
Hey, newsflash.
Oh,
Guess what? It's all got fecal matter in it. Everything.
Not my counter. My counter is fecal free. I can promise you that.
That is an experiment I would love to do in the new year. I'd
Yeah?
have her clean it
Okay.
from top to bottom, and I guarantee you'll still find a percent of fecal.
You will not find fecal on my counter.
You will.
I use all the bleach wipes. We use all the disinfectant. I got a team.
But by the way, that's not a knock on you. That's just the way it is,
We
dog.
don't all have fecal.
Whoa.
I'm going on record saying you could clean your kitchen, and if you brought a team of scientists, they would still find some type of fecal matter.
No, I disagree. There's no fecal on my counter.
No fecal, Bird?
Bring all the scientists you want. My counter is poop free.
See, this is what I'm jealous of Mythbusters. We ain't gonna get no scientists.
Nobody with any kind of degree like that listens to this show.
We'll get someone that's studying science, but they're not. It's not gonna go well.
Okay, so here's how the poll is breaking down. Do we tell a sweet old lady that her Christmas cookies almost killed us? They think maybe they got food poisoning from them, and she's about to deliver her gut bombs to the rest of the block.
What if she gives them to somebody who's compromised gastrointestinally?
Yeah, absolutely something
I mean,
to think of.
If it's bad E. coli, you can take somebody out.
Okay, worst case scenario.
I'm just
Nikki.
saying,
I mean,
I'm-
fecal matter cats.
I'm just saying. The likelihood, if she's got cats and she's old, that there is cat fecal somewhere is pretty high.
Virginia's adding her own details.
Oh, I blame the cats.
She's adding details, Kevin. She
Yeah.
can't. That's not fair to do.
You don't know that she doesn't have cats.
That's a politician move. She's trying to sway
Things
the
to
voters.
consider.
You're adding your own details.
So
Meow.
52% of people say don't say anything to anyone.
Oh.
A majority of people are just whatever happened, and we're just going to take it.
Whatever
and not saying
crapping,
a word.
crapping.
Yep.
That's
Oh,
where,
Not
that's
saying a
cold.
word.
that's where
Not
you're-
saying a word. Not getting involved.
That's where your boys
That's
lying.
where the bird
I-
lives, huh?
I-
With the
I-
majority.
I'm not
That
getting
is-
involved in
no,
this.
you have to
Wow.
warn the others.
You don't have enough proof.
36% are warning the neighbors. Say, hey, just so you know, I don't know, maybe we had the flu or maybe those things are poison, but just to let you know, we had a rough night after eating those cookies. 37% now are doing that, and only 11% of people are going to the sweet old lady to let her know that maybe her Christmas cookies almost killed them.
Yeah, don't
Wow.
tell her. You're going to break her
yeah.
heart.
And that will kill her.
She's going to be so embarrassed.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
This story can turn real dark real quick.
Well, you want to talk about going dark. Somebody said, what if she's not so sweet?
Oh.
And she purposely got you sick.
Oh. Those aren't chocolate chips. They're pieces of cat turd.
It's cyanide.
Wow.
Oh my God! I mean, what a twist!
It could be a
That is
twist.
such a that's
What a twist.
That's so my kind of Christmas story.